Today we're going to show you the best restaurants at Universal Studios Florida, and we're also going to mention the very worst one, at least in our opinion. We've been pass holders for over 4 years. We have a video on all the food at Universal as well that shows every single restaurant, but today we're going to focus on the best. If you're planning a trip to Universal or just like watching theme park videos, we have a whole playlist and all the tips and tricks, the rides, express passes, hotels, and more. So let's start with the most underrated restaurant. When you first walk into the park, it's going to be on your right, called the Today Cafe. The theming inside is pretty simple. It's like their TV show, but the food itself is one of the best spots to eat at. I personally always get the avocado toast. I've tried other things, but every single time that's what I want. And Universal does work with food allergies, so I would talk to someone if you do have one. They also have really good pastries. I'll show you the case here in a minute. And the kids usually get some sort of breakfast sandwich or ham sandwich. There really is a lot to choose from. Depending on the season, the time of year, you're going to find different sweets and treats. So coming up is going to be Mardi Gras. They have Halloween themed treats as well, and Christmas. But this portion of the case with the sandwiches, salads, and flatbreads pretty much stay the same. And they are known for their big apple cheese, which is a grilled cheese with apple slices. Pretty unique. It's similar to Panera bread, but I find it to be better quality. And here are some of the sweets during the Christmas season. Now, usually with a sandwich, you have a choice of fruit. Sometimes you can get a side of soup like tomato, and then they make their potato salad fresh in-house. It's really good. My husband likes this roast beef sandwich. The caprese was delicious, and this is that apple cheese sandwich. The next restaurant, the Minion Cafe, goes to the best theme restaurant of the park. Of course, this is just my opinion, but I like that there's 3 different themed rooms and fun food. We've eaten here probably the most out of any other restaurant just because it's a safe place to eat with the kids. I know they're gonna like something in between the mac and cheese, peanut butter and jelly, their little Minion tots. I'm a little disappointed though, they got rid of the kids mac and cheese and now you have to get an adult portion. My go-to order is that grilled cheese with pimento cheese and a tomato soup with pork belly. This is a vegetarian choice. He just wanted to be healthy this time. But there's also a lot of unhealthy like these sweet drinks. They're fun to try every once in a while, but they do have a lot of sugar. At this restaurant, and there's a couple others, you do have to mobile order. They are not all like that, but if you can't use your phone, they'll take your money at a register. I would say this restaurant is best for overall variety, especially if you have some picky eaters, and most people can at least find one thing that they would like to eat. Whether it's a salad, a steak and cheese race sandwich, a pork sandwich, salsa, in ropa vieja, they have salmon, a noodle bowl, and lots of different sweet treats, which some of those treats are also sold in the next shop over and the little dessert shop. It's not the best food in the world, but I would say for Universal and for a theme park, overall it's pretty good. And if you're a pass holder, you can use your discount on any of these options too. For a mobile order, you have to scan your pass barcode. And also right next door, they do have freeze ray pops. I'm not going to say this is the best dessert. I'll get into that in a minute, but they are fun to try, especially on a hot day because Florida for the most part is usually pretty hot. The kids like the cotton candy and the cheesecake one, and I love the specialty ones. I have yet to try the lemon mint because that just sounds kind of gross. You can pretty much find all kinds of cupcakes and treats all around the park. Sometimes the cupcakes tend to be dry, at least the cake part, so we recommend eating the fudge, which is sold all over, and it's made in-house. Next up is for Harry Potter fans. They have the Leaky Cauldron at Universal Studios, and then at the second park, Islands of Adventure, they have the 3 broomsticks. You really can't go wrong with this one, but if you are a Harry Potter fan, definitely recommend eating here, and just know that it is busy. We had breakfast one time during early park admission. I would get there as early as possible if you want a breakfast, but it is a little pricey. It's around $18 for adult traditional breakfast, and it comes with a drink. And if you are a fan of the movies or books, the decor and the theming is super fun. We have a whole video exploring Diagon Alley. There really is a lot to see in here. Besides the butterbeer, I highly recommend trying the fizzy orange juice. It was so good, and they have a mixture of cottage pie and shepherd's pie. The kids on both parks love the Harry Potter mac and cheese, and you can choose either the potatoes or grapes and applesauce. And my husband always gets the fish and chips. So if you love fish and chips, you would definitely like this here. Obviously, this is going to be English food since a lot of the film was set to London. And besides the Leaky Cauldron, there are actually 2 dessert shops and also the Hopping Pot, which is for butterbeer and butterbeer ice cream. So the best dessert at Universal Studios is at Florian Fortescue's. At least in our opinion, they have some really strange flavors, but also really delicious ones. For the hard packed ice cream, they have apple crumble, clotted cream, Earl and Grey lavender, sticky toffee pudding, chocolate and raspberry, strawberry and peanut butter, caramel blondie, chocolate chili, and vanilla. We've had a bunch of the flavors, but we actually prefer the soft serve, and you can get a flavoring with that. I highly recommend the butterbeer, which is kind of like a butterscotch flavoring. We also have a strawberry swirl, mint, banana, and others you can do with the soft serve. We have mistakenly got the clotted cream. I think it's really gross. It kind of tasted like sour cream. And one time we made our own butterbeer float. They won't do it for you, but we had an extra cup. We got butterbeer ice cream and poured the butterbeer on top. Really good, of course, really sweet. And if you get your ice cream and it's not too packed, you can usually sit back here behind the dragon and just people watch and enjoy your ice cream. So far, we showed you a bunch of quick service restaurants, so the next one is going to be a nice sit-down one called Finans, which is an Irish restaurant. We've only eaten here once, but I feel like it is the better quality. You're getting sit-down, they're going to cook everything fresh, made to order. They gave us bread and butter, and then we tried these Scotch eggs, which were really good, as well as some pretzels with cheese dip. It was like a beer cheese. I believe inside of Universal Studios, there's really only 2 sit-down restaurants, so the other one is going to be Lombard's, which is in our All the Food video, and I do like Lombard's, but it is overpriced in my opinion. That is a seafood option over by the San Francisco area, but I think Finnegan's was better than that. You can even tell with the cheeseburgers that they are charbroiled, which I think gives a nice flavor. And then I tried the shepherd's pie, and I like the gravy that was on top of the vegetables too. My husband got the salmon, and that also comes with vegetables and some sort of fried tomato, and later on we got our garlic potatoes that were supposed to come with it. And they do have a bar if you just want to go and get some drinks, but if you want a nice sit-down restaurant, I would recommend Finnegan's as the best option at Universal in the park itself. And then we did try the apple caramel bread pudding. That was actually to die for, really good. I would go in just for that dessert. And we tried the Irish chocolate cheesecake. I believe the kids said it kind of tasted like coffee, but I did enjoy that as well. Next up, there are a lot of places to eat inside Universal, but for the best budget, the best value would be the crepe stand across from the horror and makeup show next to Mel's Diner. They have savory and sweet crepes, and they run around $13 each, and even less if you have a discount. And they have seasonal flavors, like around Thanksgiving time they had a turkey crepe, and for Mardi Gras last year they had a creme brulee one. The cookies and cream and the Nutella with strawberry is also a good dessert option. And all over the park you're gonna see burgers. So Mel's Dine-In has burgers, and Richter's has burgers too. I honestly don't think there's much of a difference here. We had Mel's Diner recently, and it was just okay. It kind of tastes like it's a frozen patty. I'm unsure about it, but pretty much the burgers taste all the same throughout the park. This one does have chili cheese fries, chicken sandwich, and chicken tenders, as well as some fun milkshakes. Now, the worst place in our opinion to eat at is inside here at Fast Food Boulevard. I know some of you may not agree with me, but honestly, we never cared for it both times that we've had it. For one, food will be ready at different times if you want to wait at the different sections, so one person might be ready to eat and one might be waiting on something else. If you want to eat together, one of your foods might get cold, and the food is just really greasy. Of course, everything here is pretty much fried. My daughter did like the crusty burger, so I'm not gonna bash it completely. I just think if we have to eat somewhere at Universal, this is gonna be our last resort. The theming inside the Simpsons land is fun though. We have a full video exploring this entire land and winning some of the carnival games. And don't forget, there's a second part called Islands of Adventure. I'll be doing the best food there soon too. Comment down below what your favorite restaurant is. Click these videos next to see all the food options at Universal and all the food options at Islands of Adventure. The only difference with the older videos is the Minion Cafe and DreamWorks has opened, so we'll be doing an updated video soon, but the rest of it remains the same.